Okay, in this video, I want to talk about what I personally invest in, and I've had a lot of fascinating experience with this. Number one is, so I had the opportunity to speak at the Harvard Club of Boston a couple of years ago, and I was at a dinner banquet for all the speakers afterwards, and I sat down, and right next to me was Mandi. No, and hey, and it looks great with our matching necklaces.
I know.
Kind of cool. Always go to the next level, and our publicist says always have 10% more fun. So just, whatever that means to you, you can dance, we'll do a dancing video soon. But the thing is, so I was speaking with this financial planner next to me, and I was like, okay, so here I am, I was like 31 or 2 years old, and there's this very mature, very well-dressed, very put-together financial planner. And I was like, hey, just, curious, what do you personally invest in? And he said, the number one investment that you can make. What do you think he said? What do you think?
Your girlfriend's clothes. No, I was kidding.
Interesting. What do you think he said? Financial planner, very well-known, respectable speaker, goes around the world, speaks on it. What do you think he said? He said the number one investment you can make is in yourself. Because if you invest in yourself, everything else will work itself out. And I was like, well, what does that mean, though? And he's like, well, I've spent $200,000. Well, I've invested. He's like, I've invested $200,000 into coaches, consultants, masterminds, mentors, books, seminars, retreats, masterminds, personal growth experiences to enrich my life, to enrich my mind, to enrich my brain, to enrich everything, relationships. I was like, holy smokes. Now, I came to find out later that he said the reason why I've created this big financial planning business that pays me $600,000 a year. I broke it down with him. So he makes $600,000 a year in profits. That's his own take. That's his take-home pay. And so I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. And I started going around asking other people that I respected. I was like, how much money have you put into personal development? If you add up all the books, all the seminars, all the mentors, what is that number? What's your number? And what I found was that the people that were the highest earners and attracting the most amount of abundance had invested the most into themselves as opposed to other things. That's still important to invest in other things. That's different. I'm not a financial planner, obviously. But what I have noticed is there seems to be the multiplier of 3. Now, many people have said, Jonah, this hasn't worked. It's not true. I can disprove that theory. I really don't care. I'm not here to argue with people. With my own life, what I've noticed is what people have invested in themselves, you multiply that. There's a multiplier factor where you take what you've invested in yourself and you multiply it by 3, and that's your income potential annually. So if you've invested $10,000 into yourself, that should be worth about $30,000 a year stuff if it's invested in things that would contribute to that, obviously, and hope they do. Now, again, you're like, oh, well, in my case, it's not true. Okay, fine. But I believed it, and so it became my reality. Exactly. So what happened was, at that point in time, I was actually $72,000 in credit card debt because what happened was I worked a job. I worked multiple jobs for almost minimum wage, lived out of a car, but because I had no rent and double income, I was able to start saving like $2,000 a month. Every single month. And when I got to $40,000 a month, I ended up quitting my job and going self-employed. And what was so interesting was I was like, hey, I got out of debt and I went positive. So if we can get out of debt once, we can do it again. And then I went into, what if I actually did that again? What if I actually went into debt strategically but invested in myself? I was like, that's kind of a big risk. And I think that was kind of scary. But I was like, I think based on my association group, everyone else that's doing that has become massively successful. I was like, well, maybe if I did that, got scary and started doing that. So for the next 2.5, 3 years, I was investing $60,000 a year into my own self, personal growth, masterminds, coaching programs, mentorship, people to help me. And as a result, I watched my income grow, watched my influence grow, watched my speaking skills improve. I got more opportunities, got to go on television, got to do, speaking all over the world. And so many cool things have happened, but all because when I was at 40,000 positive, I invested $100,000 into personal development, negative $72,000 in credit card debt. But then because of that massive investment, I got a bunch of tremendous skills and support and ended up skyrocketing out of that situation. And so I just want to inspire each of you that the number one investment that I think is the thing to do is yourself, because it doesn't matter. You invest in your house, you invest in different things. We get to carry ourselves forever. I'm here with myself for a long time. And who knows how long, right? Beyond, who knows? But I do know that the rest of my life, I'm here. The second thing I want to mention as a quick thing is invest in those around you. Invest in those around you, because like Mandi's here with me and I know she's here with me and I treat her as such and I invest together with her. You don't know I was going to say this about you.
I didn't.
So I'm just saying that you invest in people that are important to you, because they're going to probably be around you. And if you invest in them, they'll probably invest back, and it builds this alliance, see? So I have bought some clothes for you. But it's a good investment. When you feel happy in your clothing could be an investment. You can invest in clothing. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, your clothes look expensive. They're actually not. They're actually not. They're actually just tailored so they fit right and it looks better. It's a quick secret. But anyways, that's the second thing. The last thing I want to talk about is, so I actually consulted with a business and drove them from a very, very early stage to over 100 people we hired into that company. And I was the third person. We grew the whole company together. But what I'm trying to say is that the owner of the business and I were on a call with two other people, the four that were building a new company. And three of them were kind of making fun of me because they all believed in crypto. And like, oh, crypto, crypto, crypto. And they go, Jonah, you got to get into crypto. And I'm like, I don't know crypto though. I know business. And they said, but you got to get a part of this, man. Bitcoin, you know, Ethereum, it's going to go crazy. They're going to have a limited supply of Bitcoin. You got to get it. And I was like, I just don't know. And what's so funny is I finally at some point was just like, you know what? Let me just put a little bit of something into Bitcoin, just see what goes on. So I just put in what I would be comfortable totally just losing, just so you are aware. And then after time, those four of us were on a call, you know, a couple months later. And they're like, oh, how's that going? What's going on? I just said, look, guys, all I know is I've been, you know, every couple of days, in the beginning, I would check it like every day. And I'm just like, this is anxiety provoking. I don't even want to know what's going on in this thing. And I just ignored it for a while. And it came back and it went up, it went down. And I just said, you know what? And then I just said, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with crypto. Now, I'm not saying crypto is bad. I'm just saying, here's the moral of the story is, and so I told him, it says, Jonah, why are you like backing out and just, you know, writing off crypto? And I said, because what I've learned from this entire experience so far is you just invest in what you know. Invest in what you know. Now, I was living out of a car. I didn't know much about real estate, so I didn't invest in real estate. I didn't know I knew myself. I was investing in myself. I was investing in people around me because I knew people around me. I know Mandi. I can invest in her. And then I knew business because that's what I was investing in learning as well through myself into learning business. So I feel very comfortable investing into business. Even my grandfather has been like, why don't you open up and get a stock account and start trading stocks and stuff? And I was like, Papa, you know that game. You've been doing that for 30 years. You've got it figured out. I don't know nothing about options, trading, all this stuff. I don't even be part of it. I'm going to stay in my own lane. So my moral of the story is what you invest in yourself, people around you who are important to you, and invest in what you know. Because that's where you have confidence. I hope that helps. I know that was interesting to kind of be an innocent bystander. Of course. So much love and success. We'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao for now.